What's your age?
I'm 22, turning 23 in June.
Are you single?
I am currently not single. I am taking almost 2 years. We're having issues right now, but that's none of anybody's business.
What kind of problems do you feel like you're struggling with right now?
When I first started the relationship, I should have put down my boundaries.
So what boundaries are you setting forth now that you didn't set forth in the beginning?
No sex before marriage, no drinking, no smoking, just following Jesus Christ.
Women who are not virgins are now demanding marriage before sex. Let's just go ahead and watch the first video.
Feel about sex on the first night?
Sex on the first date is a hard pass for me. Hard pass. I feel like as a woman, whether you believe women should be able to or not, I think it diminishes your value in a man's mind. And I think there's chemistry and there's like sexuality and tension if you make a man wait. And I think also as a woman, you get a better idea of who the man is and if he's really into you if you wait, as opposed to just having sex with him. And I don't know, I like to make a man wait.
But do you think that a woman's gonna perceive a man's value as lower after he gives it up to her on the first night?
I don't think so. No. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think
it's the other way around.
I don't think women look at it that way.
Why not?
I've never met a man that was not willing to do something on a first date.
So guys, as you can see, these women are just outright playing games. A lot of these modern day women, they spent their lives out in the streets. They spent their 20s, 30s in the streets, and now they want to settle down with a good man who is going to provide and protect them. Keep in mind, they don't actually like these men. When these women marry a guy that's 6 feet tall, makes $1 million a year, has 6 inches and a six-pack, I want y'all to understand that's the plan B guy. I'm not saying that they won't settle for less than that as long as the guy has a lot of money, but I'm just letting you know that when he has that 6-pack, 6 inches, 6 figures, 6 feet tall, guys, that's her definition of a plan B guy. Okay, that's not the guy that she loves. That's the guy that she will tolerate. Okay, that's the guy that she will show off and say and use as a status symbol, but she does not actually love that man. Look at Tia Mowry. She had a high value man and she got rid of him because the streets were calling. She literally said he was a good guy, but she was bored in her marriage. So she left her marriage to return to the streets. Because I've said this before and I will say it again. It is from the streets they came and it is to the streets that they shall return. The thing is that when they go back to the streets, they discover that life in the streets is very, very difficult. But they're still roaming the street.
At 25, what's dating like?
Unfortunately, don't do it. It's scary out there.
Why do you say that?
I have a kid, so my last relationship obviously hasn't been great, but I don't know.
Do you think having a kid has hurt your chances of finding a partner?
Absolutely. Last person that he told me he wanted a relationship, but like a few months in, he was like, just kidding. Like, I'm not mature enough to be with a woman that has a kid.
And how old was he?
26.
Do you feel like he was mature enough?
I don't know, but I wasn't asking him to like raise my child.
Well,
I just want him to date me, not my child.
What were your expectations in the long term?
Obviously, eventually you'd meet my daughter, but again, she has a dad.
Guys, one of the things I have to point out about Gen Z, I mean, this woman, she looked quite lovely. She was a beautiful woman, but she looks a bit older than she should really look. At 25 years old, if someone told you that she was 32, you would not be shocked. I'm just being very, very honest. She looked lovely. She absolutely looks lovely, but she looks way older than she should. Like, Gen Z really looks old. Like, this group of people really, really look old. And it's not just Gen Z. in the United States, it's Gen Z kind of globally. Like I look at a lot of Gen Zers from like the Philippines, and you'll hear them say, "Oh, I'm 23 years old," and this person looks a hard 36, 37. Like they look really old. Some of them look even 40 years old, and you're like, "What the heck is going on?" And you know what's causing a lot of it. It's bad living. They don't eat well. They don't sleep well. They don't live well. They're very promiscuous, and as a result of the lifestyle choices that they've made, they're burning the candle at both ends. For example, I've looked at videos by Soraya, and one thing I noticed about Soraya is that Soraya is 40 years old, about 40 now, but she looks really good for her age. And I shouldn't even say for her age, just in general. Even though she is a 40-year-old woman, you can notice that her skin looks quite good. Her hair looks good. It's not thinning out like a lot of Gen Zers. And the truth of the matter is that it's a result of not being out in the streets. Like you'll often notice that women who are older but have avoided the streets look way better than women who are younger but have been out in the streets. And it is a continuous and a sad pattern. Now, let me tell you something. With these women who've been in the streets after they've been with the Chads and Tyrones and the Ray Rays and the Pookies and the Enriques and the Miguels and Little Pancho, and they've had all their fun, they want a guy to come and protect them, take care of them, and take away their shame. And I think that that's an absolute disgrace because it is something that they made a decision to do. They say that, oh, we're not going to have any type of intimacy with you. Well, here's the thing. These guys want to date millionaires. These guys want to date men who make over $100,000 a year, hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, but their only card that they know how to play is the physical intimacy card. And here's the funny thing. The physical intimacy isn't even that great. What women don't realize is that when you're with a guy, you want to get physical right away. If you're with a high value man that can have any woman, one of the worst things to do is to try to use physical intimacy as a negotiation, as a bargaining chip in the relationship. Kind of like, okay, so I'll be physically intimate with you if you do this for me, bro. He can have any guy, any girl he wants. He has a ton of girls to choose from. Why would he choose you? Because you're holding out, because you're trying to pretend and act like you are better than other women. Like, oh, I'm modest. Bro, look how you're dressed. You're not modest. A modest woman doesn't dress like this. You have a lot of these women who are not dressed. Like they're literally out here saying that they won't become physically intimate until they're committed or they are married. Like this woman, like who we looked at earlier, said that she is not going to be physically intimate with anyone until she is married to them. And it's like, bro, these dudes are not going to stick around that long. These dudes are not going to stick around for you, especially after you were physically intimate. If this dude doesn't want to be with you, he doesn't want to be with you. And saying to him that, oh, I'm not going to be physically intimate until you marry me, that's just playing games. Just like a guy needs to learn what a woman is not into him, a woman needs to learn when a guy is not into her. And when a guy is not into her, yeah. And it's sad, but a lot of women, they play this game. Like, check out this woman, this Colombian woman who understands what you're supposed to do.
I'm from Colombia.
If I wanted to take you on a first date, how much should I spend on it?
No, I don't know. I don't think on that. I really don't think on that. I think it should be like a nice place, a romantic place, but I don't think on money. Can be in the house. He can cook for me.
Wait, on a first date, you'd be willing to come over?
I don't know, but I don't think of money. Like, I don't know.
Why isn't money that important to you, though, when it comes on to him taking you out?
Because I think it's more of the person and how he want to be with you. I think, I don't know.
Why do you think so many women want the man to spend $300-400 on a first date?
They think they deserve all the worth and they deserve good money, and I don't think like that. Like with flowers, I'm happy.
You see, guys, here's the thing. These women don't understand the importance of establishing a good rapport with the man right away. Women for overseas, they become physically intimate with purpose. Okay, so they become physically intimate right away, but they understand what they're doing. If there's a man that they like, they're going to immediately become physically intimate. But that's just a starter, because the way that they dress attracts the man. Okay, so their beauty, the way that they look attracts the man. So as you can see, this woman was very conservative in the way that she was dressed compared to most modern women. This dating coach, Deanna Lorraine, used to say all the time, what men want is a lady in the street and a freak in the sheets. And she would say that these are just the basic principles of how to make a man happy, is to make sure that his belly is full and his balls are empty. And a lot of women can't even nail those two down. So when a woman comes into a relationship and she's playing these games, it's nonsense. The way that a woman is supposed to react, and this is why the Filipinas are masters at this game, is that they do this with purpose. They become physically intimate with purpose. So they'll go at it right away, but that's just a means of establishing rapport with the man. They dress well, they present themselves like ladies, they immediately begin. So the guy says, okay, oh well, you're beautiful, she's really pretty, so she gets him. So, and then they open conversation. So that's how they attract the man. Then they go on a date or whatever, and they don't expect the man to spend a lot of money on them or anything, because they've already assessed the man. They've already assessed his value, his worth, and they're saying, okay, I'm going to do what I have to do to get this man. So they become physically intimate right away, and they make sure that when they perform well, because they want the guy to realize, wow, this was mind blowing. This is a mind blowing experience. But it doesn't end there, because they're going to cook for this man. They're gonna cook for this man. They're gonna do other things, like they're gonna give him a massage. So they're gonna begin creating value as quickly as they can. They're gonna feed him. They're going to they're gonna make sure that his belly is full and his sack is empty. They're going to be fit, feminine, friendly, and agreeable. They're going to learn his patterns, his behaviors, and they're going to adjust and adapt to that. And they're going to constantly try to make sure to determine whether or not he's happy, feeling good, you know, is he okay? Because they value him. This is how they operate. So, for example, this lady from Colombia, she dresses like a lady, but at the same time, she is absolutely 100% ready to get intimate right away, but only with a guy that she's seriously interested in. And she's serious. So that's actually a much men who are high value, men that actually want to build a relationship with someone, a woman that actually wants to build a relationship with a man, she's going to do this right away, because she realized, yeah, she has to, it's a risk for her. But keep in mind, women are out there going around with 10, 20 different dudes. They have a body count of like 50 or 60. And then when it comes to the guy that they're trying to lock down, they're going to basically say, okay, well, these guys we're not going to be physically intimate with. In reality, that's just them conveying that they don't even like you. They don't even like you. They're just using it as a tool to get what they want. And what ends up happening? That's why a lot of them end up getting played. Because if that's the game that she's going to play, there's a lot of dudes who are very hip to this. So they'll play this. So they'll play along. If you're dealing with a guy who has a lot of money, and he's like, so this girl's playing hard to get. If he has a lot of money, he has a bunch of women on the side, so he's not even paying too much attention to her. Okay, so he lets her play her games. He lets her play her games. He lets her do all of this nonsense, and he basically selectively goes along with it, right? Takes her out on a date, spends $300 again, spends $300, whenever they go out, and 3 months in, usually within 3 months, if she's not, she knows that she has to do something. So he'll play along with her. Keep in mind, he has other women on the side. She's not his main chick. She's not even like side chick material. She's not even his side chick. All right, she is just a chick to him. So he'll play along with her, because she's playing games with him, and after she thinks that she's locked him down, and she has him, and now she thinks that they're in a committed relationship, and she gives it up. Finally, guess what happens? Suddenly, he disappears on her. He will ghost her right after that. And it is not coincidental. It is not coincidental because that's what she was. She was playing games with him. So play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Okay. And then she's like, oh my gosh, this guy took advantage of me. Oh my goodness. Look at everything I've lost. Bro, you were trying to take advantage of him. And the same girl that was doing this, she had a bunch of other dudes on the side that she was being intimate with as well. So do you think that she was really sitting around for 3 months not being intimate with anyone? She was rotating through a series through Chad, Tyrone, Ray, Pookie, Miguel, Enrique. You'd be surprised that she even got pregnant during that time, but decided that she didn't want to keep it. Like this is how they operate. It's a very dangerous world out here. It's a wicked world out here. Guys, if you're enjoying this content, please help get the channel to 100,000 subscribers on our journey to 2 million by subscribing to the channel if you already haven't, liking the video, and turning on notifications to never miss another video ever again. Women who are not virgins are now demanding marriage before sex. What do you guys think about this? I want to know your thoughts regarding everything we discussed here in the comments. So let's discuss them there. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA and walking away. And cheers.